What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journos, Comics and Pop Culture. I got another video looking at an online collection, which what seems to be another case of the I know what I've got syndrome. But again, I'm going to try to be as humble as I can by looking at this collection today, breaking it down. I have been in communication with the seller, and I'm going to tell you once again why, folks. Nobody is going to touch a collection if you're doing this. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please take the time to do so. Check out all the links in the description below, including the link to my Whatnot storefront. That's right, I have a storefront with hundreds of books listed. I'm always listing new books. I accept offers on everything, and they're already priced under fair market value. Trying to move as many books as I possibly can. Most of you guys know that if you watch my channel. And if you use that link to sign up, if you're not signed up for the Whatnot app yet, you get $15 off of your first purchase. Let's get into this. Various current and older comics, 13 boxes full. Now, what does older comics mean? 20 years? 25 years? We don't know. And all he has is this one picture. He's asking, folks, $5,000. Now, these are short boxes. I did confirm with them. So estimate that would keep this lot at under 2,000 books. And he's asking $5,000. This individual is asking for more than $2.50 a book for a blind buy of stuff that we do not know what it is. Let's look at these labels. We have letter labels. What does that say? Destroy? Whatever that means. I see some G.I. Joe label. I can't read anything else. But again, complete blind buy. What is this down here? I can't tell. That looks like a hardcover, some type of book. So let's look at my communication with this individual. I commented here. Any pictures of the books themselves, percentages of pre-1980s books, how many Marvel, DC, or Indie? The response was good mix of all. Okay, good mix of all. Does that mean good mix of Marvel, DC, and Indie, or a good mix of pre-1980s? There's no real clarity there. And I asked, I don't know why it's coming up like this, but I asked if maybe my comment got deleted. I don't know, but this not with me. Oh yeah. Oh, any pictures of the books themselves. There it is. And there was another reply, not with me. So the individual can post a post of the picture of his entire collection, but doesn't have pictures of any individual books at all. That right there, honestly, makes me question if the sale in and of itself is even legit. And I respond with, do you have a list? And are those short boxes or long boxes? A lot of money for a blind buy. Not a blind buy. Come out and see. They are short boxes. Okay, well, it is a blind buy because you are presenting an online sale. You are presenting it as blind for anybody that wants to possibly put an offer in on this or be a potential buyer of this collection. So whether you ship it to them, whether they're local and they want to drive down and meet you, it is a blind listing to where that initial even interest is being based off of a blind buy, or at least in a blind attempt to sell. So my response is this. You're charging well over $2 a book, almost closer to $3, for a wholesale lot that mostly only attracts resellers who would offer you a dime a book. You say you can't even share a few pictures of what you might have. Even if I lived only a few miles away, it isn't worth the time and gas money to even come look. If the lot has some keys and has some Silver Age and a good amount of Bronze Age, A and B list titles, then it would be worth the look. If you take a few minutes to actually give us some idea of what you have in there and take a few quick pictures, I would definitely consider a look. Now, again, folks, I don't need to spend too much time on this. Nobody else has even commented. on this listing. Because again, no collector is going to drop $5,000 on a collection, for one, where you don't even know what's in it, and nobody is even going to be interested in trying to come out there. Because you know what I'm going to take away from this type of individual that isn't even willing to say, okay, I'm going to take this shot right here. Let me pull a few of these books out, drape them across the top of the short boxes, and take a couple other pictures of what's in there. You know what it tells me? It tells me that he's trying to bait people in to getting them there at the property or wherever they are. So they're already in a situation to where he can talk them up. If somebody makes the effort to get in their vehicle and drive however far down to a location, it's easier for that seller to say, okay, you're here. I'm gonna try to, I wouldn't say swindle, but I'm gonna do my coaxing to get you into purchasing this collection. Even if the buyer is willing to have wiggle room of that 5,000. He's setting his price extremely high. Because again, even if he had some silver, even if he had a good amount of bronze, at $5,000 at over $250 a piece, that's well over market value, and you're not attracting collectors. And no wholesaler is going to pay that money for that. And no collector is going to drop $5,000 unless you have a large amount of silver age. And that bronze age is like, again, A-list, Spider-Man, Avengers, Uncanny X-Men. Or if there's keys in here, even modern keys, there's no value in this from what we perceive and what we see. None. And I guarantee you, I always say this, I guarantee you, if this guy had anything of value in this collection, the first thing that he would be doing is pulling them out and taking a picture because he wants to move his collection. This tells me that this guy has nothing but quarter bin garbage. And he's not even willing to make the effort to post a few pictures because he knows this until I am proven otherwise. But why do I say these? Why do I put these? Why is this my hypothesis and conclusion on the matter based on the facts at hand when there aren't a lot of facts being shown? Is because I follow the trend and watch how people operate when it comes to selling comic books, when it comes to selling collections. So I'm not going to waste any more time on this collection or on a seller that is unwilling to even give me a peek of what is possibly in there to say $5,000. Now, you know what I'm doing for $5,000? I'm going and buying an Amazing Spider-Man #1. I'm going and buying a handful. I can literally buy how many copies of ASM 50, ASM 31, ASM 41, ASM 39. I could still buy a handful of copies of some early Silver Age Ditko Ramita ASM books. I could buy a few copies of ASM 129 First Punisher. I could buy a Hulk 181. There's so many different ways I could take $5,000 if I had a budget to buy comics and invest, rather than a lot of books that are going to sit if I'm a reseller that aren't going to sell, or two, if I'm a collector that as a collector, I don't even want. Because there's nothing telling me that this guy has anything worth value or anything that's worth my time, worth the wholesaler, reseller's time, worth the dealer's time, or even worth a collector that even has the money to drop's time, period. That's it for today, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Be well, and until next time.